Hi, I am Jason Debly. Tonight I'm going to review a blended malt. By blended malt I mean a blend of single malts from different distilleries. The company that releases the blended malt of tonight's review is called Compass Box, a company founded in 2000 by a fellow named John Glaser, and he had worked previously for Diageo as a marketing executive. So he knew the spirits world, and he had some insights. And his company and his whiskey blenders that work with him, what they do is they buy whiskeys from different distilleries. They will then do their own wood management, maturing them in different types of casks, and then blending it and producing a great bottle. Some of their releases are Peat Monster, which I really like. Another one's Hedonism, not to be confused with the resort down in Jamaica. And they've also done one called Phenomenology, I think, and a few others. We're looking at Spice Tree tonight. So the other thing I'd say about Spice Tree is I had it a few years ago, and there's a bit of controversy about this release because Glaser and his blenders were aging the spirit in casks that had French oak staves. Staves are like long pieces of wood that support the body of the cask, and the Scotch Whisky Association didn't like that, did not believe it was a traditional way to produce whiskey, and had commenced litigation. And basically the Scotch Whisky Association had the money and the means to litigate little Compass Box into the Stone Age. So Compass Box decided to discontinue the practice and instead have come back with Spice Tree. But what they've done differently is the head of the cask is French oak, but the body is American oak. So they're still getting that distinctive French oak taste into the whiskey. And I think it succeeds, and we're going to look at it tonight. So Compass Box Spice Tree, it's 46% alcohol by volume, non-chill filtered, no artificial color, 750 milliliter format. It is, like I said before, a blended malt, so a blend of three single malts. Three single malts. Clynelish makes up 60% of the spirit, and 20% is from Dailuanine, which is a nice obscure little distillery, Dailuane, and then 20% comes from another distillery that I cannot pronounce called Teaninich, Teaninich. A lot of that spirit goes into Red Label and is owned by Diageo. Now at 46%, this whiskey I think tastes best with a bit of water. So to an approximate double pour, we're going to add about a teaspoon of water. That can be a lot of water, but in this case, the 46% really takes it up, and really it needs the water. Now that will affect the nose. The nose is earthen. I always pick up a little bit of sherry, but I don't know much about the wood management with this one to tell you how much ex-sherry casks are involved, but I think there is a lot of sherry wood involved. Oak, real red wine, watermelon note to it. The nose is nice, and on the palate, it is creamy, like English cream, then dry cranberry. It has a real French Bordeaux wine note to it, like good Bordeaux wine. It's dry, it is powerful, it is rich Corinthian leather, to borrow words from Ricardo Montalban in a 1970s Chrysler Cordoba advertisement. There's a lot of sherry in here. It's high quality. This tastes a lot like Clynelish. Clynelish makes up 60% of the malt blended in here. It is good. Tarragon, A little bit of English cardamom tea. And I'm getting a lot of that French Bordeaux wine. There's truffles. This is a delight whiskey. My bottle is very low because I've been really enjoying it, and my friends who come over, they really like it. And this blended malt is not a single malt. Single malt is a blend of malted whiskey from the same distillery. So take Highland Park, their single malts, Highland Park 12 will be a blend of 12-year-old single malt from Highland Park with maybe some 15-year-old and 14-year-old, maybe throw in some 18-year-old. This is a blend of malts from different distilleries, and it works beautifully here, and it's proof that a blended malt can be as good as a single malt. Don't get hung up on that distinction. I find a lot of blended malts are high-quality products, especially when done by independent bottlers like Gordon and MacPhail. No age statement, but I would classify this as good as a 12 or 14-year-old single malt. It's not super expensive, and it's widely available. Highly recommended. Spice Tree by the Compass Box Company. Not bad. Take care, and hope to see you again sometime.